This app has made exactly $0 in monthly recurring revenue, and not even my friends tested it. And honestly, I don't blame them. Because first of all, they don't owe me anything. And second, they're already bombarded all day with products and ads. So by almost every startup metric, this is a failure. But if you gave me a chance to go back 6 weeks, I'd build it again. Not because the app succeeded, but because I discovered something I never expected. But why am I saying this when the internet told me to go and chase money? Before building this app, I spent a lot of time online reading posts and watching YouTube videos for advice, and it all boils down to the same thing. Copy what's already working, optimize for every single little metric, find a profitable niche, ship as fast as possible, and maximize MRR. And if you didn't know, MRR seems to be like the holy grail is the monthly recurring revenue. And don't get me wrong, I completely understand why people do that. We all need to make money. I know I do, and probably now more than ever. I absolutely want the things I build to become profitable, and I think it's a sane goal. But somewhere along the way, the internet started feeling soulless. Like, everyone was building for algorithms instead of people. The same videos, the same thumbnails, the same apps, the same old advice. Now, don't get me wrong, there are still amazing creators out there, but they're just harder to find. Now, personally, I don't want to become another copy. I really genuinely want to build things that's gonna make someone's life a little bit easier. Things I'm passionate about building, even if I fail along the way. Because you know what they say about failure. It gets you one step closer to success. Cliche, I know, but I kind of think it's really true. Actually, it makes sense. You fail, you learn. I mean, if you just fail and don't learn, nothing's going to happen. But if you fail and you learn, you're getting closer to your goal. So before I share the key lessons and why I do it again, let me share what went wrong. To be fair, I never really launched Brolla properly. I'm pivoting away from WordPress content and I'm rebuilding my audience. So this was more like a soft launch. I wanted to see if anyone cared. So I first went on Reddit. Almost impossible. Because the minute you're building something, people feel like you're trying to spam them. So next, I tried posting on X. And it turns out I have the superpower of invisibility. Just crickets. I reached out to other creators, mostly polite declines. I reached out to friends who edit videos, but again, nothing. Now, let me make this clear. I'm not blaming anyone. They don't owe me anything. And I know for a fact that creators get pitched all the time. I know it because it happens to me, and that's why I fully understand. But that being said, something kept bothering me. You see, Brolla solves a problem that I have personally every single day. It's a desktop app that lets me instantly find my B-roll footage. And if you don't know what B-roll is, it's basically clips and images that you're gonna layer on top of the main clip where you're talking, like I'm doing right now. So what Brolla solves is that instead of looking through folders and hard drives for like 10 minutes just to find one file, just have a super fast engine and I can actually watch the video within Brolla. Basically, I find my clip in like 2 seconds and then I can drag it to my Final Cut Pro or DaVinci Resolve or whatever editor I'm using. And yes, I'm literally using it to edit this video. And I'm not joking when it says that it saves me hours. And actually that's the reason why I built it. But the lesson here is that if people at least had tried it and told me, hey, this sucks, well, I could, iterate and improve the product until it gets better and better. But I did not even reach that stage. And that's when something clicked. If I cannot get a genuinely useful tool in front of the people that would greatly benefit from it, then how many genuinely useful tools am I missing out on? And maybe this is not just my problem. Maybe it's yours too. How many incredible creators, products, and ideas you will never discover because no one figured out how to put it in front of you. So suddenly, it stopped being a story about Brolla. It became a story about distribution. Because nowadays, with vibe coding, almost anyone can ship a product. But it doesn't matter if you cannot put that product in front of the people who would benefit from it. But now, here is why I would do it again. Because building Brolla gave me something far more valuable than revenue. It gave me leverage. Now look at this. 6 weeks before release, I had never shipped a software product in my life. I had released some little products, plugins, but never software. But now I've learned how to manage an entire software product from idea to release. I've learned how to collaborate with AI as a development partner. In my case, I was using Claude, and more specifically, Claude Cowork. I shipped a native Mac application, a native Windows application. I got my Mac app notarized by Apple and code signed the Windows version. I built a licensing server, an automatic update system, built a pop-up and campaign system, and the pop-ups can be either images or videos in 3 languages, and I can add as many as I want. Designed a cross-platform licensing system, created multilingual documentation, built a support center with AI-assisted replies, with human escalation possible, added crash reporting, built a release pipeline, shipped 9 updates after launch, and dozens before that. Dozens? Or more than 100. And perhaps the biggest lesson of all, I learned that building an app was way easier than distributing it. Then something even crazier happened. I started my second project, VR Compadre. It's a web app that helps VR gamers, VR for virtual reality, so it helps VR gamers find online buddies. Version 1 in 11 days, mostly working evenings and weekends. Yeah, and honestly, it felt easy. Not because the project was easier, but because I changed. You see, I no longer look at an idea and say, can I build this? Now I ask, how long will it take? I now feel like I can literally almost build anything. And I have real products I shipped that tell me I can. And that shift is worth infinitely more than a temporary spike in revenue. So I want you to remember this. AI did not do it for me. Now, I know what people are going to say. Well, it's AI that built it. No, AI helped build it. That's a huge difference. AI is an incredible partner, but it's still a partner. You still have to steer, you still have to make decisions, debug, test, rethink, redesign, solve problems, review everything, guide it, correct it, again and again. Actually, I should say again and again and again. The people claiming that you can build polished software with one magical prompt probably haven't built much software. AI doesn't remove the work. It changes the work. And I genuinely love it in the case of building those apps. Imagine you are a project manager and you are directing a team of programmers. If you gave the direction, if you were always checking on the code, making sure everything was working the way it's supposed to, and getting everything sticking together from the UI, the UX, and all the main features. When the product is released, you think people would say, yeah, he didn't do anything because he was not coding. No, he's the one who took the project from A to B. And of course, the coders, they have a big role in this. But a coder without any direction wouldn't help much. And direction without the coders wouldn't help much either. And that's why it's called a partnership. Now, the real win. See whether Brolla succeeds or completely fails. I've already won, because no one can take these skills away from me. See, a year ago, building software felt completely out of reach for me. But today, I feel like I can turn almost any idea into a product. That's a feeling that I cannot put a price on. And here's the exciting part. If I could learn all of this in just a matter of weeks, there's a good chance you can too. So stop thinking that your idea or dream is going to take years. You could literally be just weeks away from it. So what's next? See, I don't think building is my biggest challenge anymore. Distribution is. Finding the right audience, learning to tell better stories, learning how to earn attention without manipulating people, learning how to create things that deserve to be shared. That's the journey I want this channel to document. Not from the perspective of someone who's already figured everything out, because that's not the case, but from the perspective of someone learning it as he builds it. So if any of this resonates with you, stick around because I'd genuinely like for you to join me. And maybe together we'll figure out how to build things that make the internet a little bit less noisy and a little more meaningful. Now, I pinned one question in the comments and I'm genuinely curious to read your answers. Hit subscribe, you know the rest, and become a creator alchemist too. Yeah, let's build something. And don't forget, humans are the real alchemists. All right, we can wrap it up. Okay, we can wrap this up. And
I'm the creator alchemist. I make the broken sing. I'm the creator alchemist. I turn the